So we are back for episode 27 of the Easy Auto Talk, and today we're going to be talking about buying cars out of state.
Out of state.
Buying your vehicle out of state. That's
Without looking at them in
right.
person.
Exactly.
That's
probably not a lot of people do that.
Yeah. So I want to. What would you do? You know, if you see a specific car that you want to buy or you've been looking at, but it's on the other coast, how would you go about it?
Well, first I would really make sure that's the car that I actually want, because I want to make sure that everything is like it is on the pictures or whatever it is that where I saw it, or I'll ask for videos. I'll make sure that the car is in the condition that I want it to be.
And also that it's got all the options that you're looking at.
Right, exactly. Right? Because I would think that if you're looking to buy a car on the other side of the country, it's because it's a very special car.
Yeah.
Yeah, something very special or something very specific that it's not easy to find. Or maybe it's just really, really cheap.
Right.
Because otherwise, if it's a difference of a few $100, I'll much rather.
Obviously.
But yeah, I would do that. I'll probably, if I don't have a friend or something like that to go and see it, that would be optimal if I have someone to go see it. If not, I'll pay someone, these companies that do that, to go check it, make sure that everything is right. And if everything it's fine, I'll buy it.
Yeah.
No problem.
Would you do it?
I would do it.
Yeah.
I would do it if thing is that I'm not that picky with cars or anything, but if I was, I would do it. But I'm not.
So you don't know if you will do it?
I probably
if
wouldn't
it's
do
the
it.
only car, like if there's nothing else.
Personally, okay, this is the answer. If it's me personally, I wouldn't do it because I'm not that picky about a specific car that I'm only gonna find over there. Because the cars I like are the Jeep Grand Cherokee, which I can find anywhere.
Very common cars.
But if I liked a car, like something like that, yeah, I would do it.
Okay. Because, we got a lot of out-of-state buyers. And some people, we sold one to Texas. He never saw the car. He saw the car today when he got it delivered.
I was pretty excited, right?
Yeah, he was very happy. And but, some people are very familiar with the process because they probably had bought cars before. But not everybody is. You really don't buy too many cars out of state because most of the common cars, they're going to be available everywhere.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, he was very grateful about the fact that we helped him through the whole process, that the car was, from what the feeling I got, it was better than what he was expecting. And he was very happy. So, there are a few steps that you can take to make sure if you're buying out of state. Yeah. This guy, he did his homework. He knew the car a lot. He probably knew the car more than I do. And he asked very specific questions about the car. If the car had certain options.
Didn't he ask you for something that you didn't even know the car had?
Yeah, he asked for a couple things under the car. And obviously also, a couple options that I thought they were aftermarket, but they were actually from factory. I was very impressed, about his knowledge because he had an M5 before. So that's pretty cool. So, based on the sales process here, he was very smart about it. It's a process that takes a few days, obviously, because it's
you have to deliver the
car, and then he has to transfer the funds and everything. So the first thing he asks is for specific pictures about specific things that he was looking at on the car. But also he asked me if we could do FaceTime, so he can see the car live.
Right.
Because the main thing that you really want to try to avoid is to get frauded, or scammed, that you send the money and there's no car, and they take your money and that's it. So asking that, he makes sure the car was real. You know what I mean? He saw me and he asked me to drive it while we were on FaceTime, and show him a few things about.
Good thing you didn't get stopped.
Yeah, so that's he was pretty smart about.
And he probably also did his homework not only on the car but on us, on the dealership.
Oh, I'm
he
sure.
probably went over all of the reviews and all of that.
That's also something you gotta do. See what kind of online presence the seller has, the dealer has. See all the reviews, see the kind of cars they sell and all that. Obviously, if something sounds fishy, it probably is. You just gotta use common sense. That's the basic stuff. You gotta use common sense. Ask for the most basic stuff, and if it's a legit seller, a legit dealer, they shouldn't have any problem. Sending you the pictures and whatever, asking. Them providing for whatever you're asking. I remember when after we were done FaceTiming, he apologized, like, man, sorry to be a pain, but I told him it's totally fine. You're buying the car, on the other side of the country, so that's what I'm here for. I told him this. Don't worry about it, man. If you need anything else, more detailed pictures or a video or something else, whatever, just let me know. I'll send it, as soon as I can. Obviously, I'm not able to answer right away because I may have a customer here or something, but I always make sure to send him whatever he was asking as soon as possible.
Well, I mean, if it's a real dealership, if it's a legit transaction, the dealership wants to sell the car, so they'll make sure they'll do the FaceTime, they'll do whatever because they want to make that sale happen. So if the dealership is not wanting to do something, would be like why?
Right.
Because they want to sell the car, right?
And depending on the car, you can even ask for service records. He did. And, you can see the service records through Carfax. And we took this car to the BMW dealership, and they also, printed out a couple things. But that's something you should ask for. Let me see where the service records for this car. If you see the car has been serviced at the dealership since they bought it brand new, it means that the car is, high probability it's going to be in really good condition.
Yeah.
One thing that I probably suggest him is if you're at the point that that's the car that you want, I would have recommended him to probably do a PPI, a pre-purchase inspection.
Right.
Just to make sure, that he's not wasting any time or that he's going to get something that he doesn't want. And we've talked about this.
Or maybe a friend. Just someone to take a look at the car.
Yeah, but just in case you don't have someone local or, where the car is at, just spend those $100, $200 and order a PPI. They're going to give you a report on the condition, cosmetic condition and mechanical. So it's something that might save you money, a headache, and time as well. Order the PPI. That's probably the one thing that I would have recommended him. But I guess we provided, we did the process pretty smooth and provided him all the information that maybe he didn't feel a need to order a PPI in the car,
right?
A pre-purchase inspection. So that's probably the only thing I would recommend from him. What else do you think is something very crucial or important?
It's that what I go back and I think, like, whenever we first started buying stuff online, everything was slower. You were like more careful. Now we buy things like that online all the time, and I think that's what it's happening with cars now, that everything's going online, so the cars are going online too. And people are a little bit afraid. It's a lot more money than just buying like a shirt or anything like that online. So that also that's also a reason why people are more careful. But I think it is doable. I mean, it is. We've done it, and it's not really that complicated anymore to do it. That
Transaction, yeah, it
took
was
you
pretty easy.
super easy. In one day, the transaction as it is, you did it just as a transaction here
Yeah.
with the client here.
Yeah,
What it took time was the money to get here, the card to get
and
there.
the shipping.
But besides that, everything is simple. You sign everything online, and
Right.
there's no problem with that.
Other thing, you know, the transfer, the payment. This customer, he sent the payment first, and then we ship the car.
Right.
One thing that I'll probably recommend is also the escrow.
Mm-hmm.
It's a secure payment method that for something that you're buying and you getting shipped. The funds it's like a third party
Right.
mediator between the seller and the buyer. That's probably a little bit safer as well for the buyer. Just to make sure that he's gonna get it delivered.
Right.
You know how it works, or are you familiar with it?
I'm familiar with
Escrow.
the word. Yeah.
Okay.
I know what it is.
Yeah,
Not
it
in
works
the
like
card, but
like a mediator between a buyer and a seller. The buyer sends the funds into an escrow account. They hold the funds until the asset gets delivered, and then they clear the payment to the seller. It's a little bit
it's a
more
mediator.
secure.
It's
A
a
mediator.
person that does the transaction.
Especially for larger transaction, like 20,000. They have whatever limit. So that's probably another recommendation.
Yeah.
As a seller, that maybe you can ask, hey, you have a escrow account that I can send the payment into, and then, whenever I receive the car, they can release the funds to use just a safer.
And I
bet.
mean, like, it's like everything, like.
And that's something we should probably look into it.
Right, but I mean, I think it's like everything. Like I said before, since it's the beginning of car selling online, it's not the beginning, but like it's not super popular buying cars online from out of state. But for that reason, I think it's like everything. It's gonna take a little bit of time for dealers to get good reputation. But once you like, for example, Carvana, I wouldn't. It's something, a bigger company, something like that. You feel more secure. You wouldn't need to do that. I think that recommendation, it's appropriate with maybe smaller dealerships or with something like that. Or dealerships that don't have a reputation yet.
Or a big, presence.
Big presence or anything like that. But if you feel that it's a dealership that has good reputation and stuff, because that's, and I say it because of us, because that's what I want. I want, like right now, I would be fine doing that because we're not a huge dealership. But
there are fees related to that, so you can either or have the seller pays it or the buyer pays it.
And it makes it a little bit slower.
Little bit slower.
Doing that. So the perfect condition would be to have the trust, which comes with reputation.
Right. So, and then obviously the other thing that we had to work out is the shipping, because the car had to go to another state.
Right.
So, if you're buying the car out of state, you're going to have to ship it to you, and then you got to work something out. Dealers, they usually have a platform they work with to find transportation for their cars. So most likely the dealer, is going to offer to help you on finding transportation, just like how we did. He got the car delivered, I think, in like 3 days or 4 days. So that was pretty cool. You could probably work something out as far as like the shipping fees or split it or something. You can ask. We gave him a credit for the shipping. And, he was happy. So I think there are a lot of ways, if I will definitely do it if I find a car
something
out of state that
you cannot
I really
find
want.
closer.
Yeah, I'm very specific with the cars, I buy and all that, so I wouldn't have any problem. I will obviously do my research, because it's very important.
Right.
Buying a car that you don't see in person, see the cosmetic condition, and you don't even drive it. Like you're doing the test, the first drive when you get the car delivered, so. But I'll definitely do it. You know, there are a lot of ways. Ask for the Carfax, you know, history reports, service records, pictures, live video. With all the technology nowadays, there are a lot of ways you can make sure that you're buying a good car.
Yeah, that you
I
can be
think
safe.
it's totally doable,
Yeah.
you know.
Do you think there are other reasons to buy cars out of state besides the one that I said? Because I'm trying to think
Prices as well.
prices. Yeah.
I mean, I'll probably say that's the biggest thing. And also, I don't know. I probably maybe, yeah, prices and availability. You know, because probably in trucks might be available easier or more trucks available than other regions. I don't know. That's probably another factor, availability of certain models, maybe.
Yeah.
But I'll probably say just the prices, or, you know, I really don't see another option why someone will go out of state and buy another car unless it's something very specific.
Yeah, either something specific or the price is really
Yeah.
like it makes sense for the price.
Yeah, because you have to pay shipping. You know, it's a lot of other expenses that are being added. You know, because you're buying the car out of state.
Yeah.
And also the other thing that you gotta work out is the title and registration. The process is different as well, because the dealer has to ship the paperwork into your local DMV, and you know the process are a little bit more complicated. But dealerships, they will obviously try to make it easy for you, or at least us.
Yeah.
So everything is as smooth as possible.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean,
so.
it's a little bit more complicated for the dealership, but for the customer, it shouldn't be. It shouldn't be. So it's just a little bit more
Right.
work for the dealership, but for the customer, they'll receive their
Right.
stuff, and it shouldn't be any problem. Yeah. I think those are the reasons. I think I would do it if it was the case. Probably price. I wouldn't do it because of a car or something like that I really wanted. But I would do it. Yeah.
Cool. You have any suggestion or specific anything?
No.
No.
I think that's it.
All right.
Take care, guys.
We'll see you.